Hello, everybody. It's a Shelby. Hello. So, welcome to Divine and Conquer, Hoard of the Dragon Queen, which we now play on Monday nights for reasons.
Hello.
Do we have any announcements?
Hey, everybody.
We have several announcements.
What are our announcements? What do we got?
Every single person that's playing has a cool thing that they should advertise about themselves.
What's that cool thing?
I don't know. You artists are physically here and can speak to people.
Yeah, that's a thing. Wow. I think I'll just go ahead and start and say we have merch now, and my shirt's supposed to be in the mail tomorrow, so that's going to be exciting.
Mine says it was supposed to be in the mail right now, and it's not, and it's a liar, liar, pants on fire.
That's very sad, but we have a TeePublic. It should be in a link down below on our Twitch if you want to go. We have several shirts out. We have our Divine and Conquer logo. We have the Sea Devils band shirt. We have a Carabao shirt and a Carabao mini sticker that you can buy, and you can slap that sneaky boy anywhere.
Ooh.
I ordered like 5 of them, and I'm going to stealth them around.
Just be careful to roll a 20 or above on perception, because you won't.
Fine. You just have to roll an 8.
Roll an 8. Oh, roll the 8. 27.
So we have merch now, and that is really exciting. Who wants to talk about their projects? Lynn?
Just throw her on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I am making a webcomic called Alistair about the sweet, handsome Row Paladin, his life, and how he has to save the world.
Bro, he's got to save the world?
Yeah, he's got to save the world. And he's got some nice tragic backstories to do it, and it's just, if you like seeing nice, warm, fun characters in pain, that's going to be a good one.
That is definitely my type.
You said something about someone being in pain.
So
that's all I care about.
So, and he's going to be in a lot of pain.
All right.
But yeah, we have a Patreon. You can join it, and I put a bunch of art stuff of him on there. And
No,
yes, that Patreon is linked down below. Also linked down below, we have a Justin who does cool things with his voice.
My name's Justin. I'm a voice actor, and currently the only place you can really find those are on SoundCloud. That would be soundcloud.com/Justin-Harless-1, because apparently Justin Harless was taken somehow, some way.
The nerve.
Yeah, and the link's down below as well.
I've got several different recordings that I've done for characters of friends of ours, and it's fun.
All right, so what else we got going on?
There was something else that I needed to say, but apparently my mind is blank.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I guess we can just go ahead and start rolling through introductions. Well,
ooh, introductions.
Yeah, that's a thing. Hi, I'm Vic. I'm going to be your DM tonight.
Hey, Vic. How you doing?
I'm going to DM things and make funny voices. Let's start with... I don't know. Someone go first. It's hard when there's no table.
You can just go across your screen from left to right.
I could do that. There's a Tabby there, so go ahead and introduce yourself, Tabby.
Hey guys, I'm Tabatha. I will be playing Janva Vohntree, the Drow Cleric.
Oop, that's not a good one. All right, there we go. Sucks.
She's a very good one, thank you, Jesus.
No, I was talking to the picture that came up, and Ophelia and Yuliy, you guys need to stop going in and out. It offends me so.
Sorry. No, I was trying to do the...
Speaking of Jesus, you're next.
Okay.
I am playing Roxy Foxy. He is a Tortle Druid, and he thinks he's a mama.
He thinks he's a mama.
Wow.
All right, and that means Jeremiah's next.
I am Jeremiah, and I play Birdurai, the samurai.
Yeah, you're officially samurai.
Yeah.
What is he, Jeremiah?
The Aarakocra.
Yeah. Excuse me?
Aarakocra. That word.
English is fun.
It's fun.
Next is I see a Stephanie.
Yes, I'm a Yuliy expert. I'm Stephanie. I play Ophelia. I'm waiting for another when moment. I'm a Tempest Cleric Trident.
Then Yuliy's supposed to be there soon. Yuliy!
Oh, he's right here.
Hi, Josh. I play Yuliy, the Bloodhunter, and yeah, he's definitely going home. We think his life choices.
Sounds intense.
Should have stayed in the tavern. All right, Lynn. Oh, Greyson, excuse me.
Yay! I play Greyson Tataric. He is the conjuration word, and he's the Birdie Noble of the group.
Birdie Noble.
A dirty noble.
I heard Birdie, and I was like, yeah, he's
Yeah,
probably like
I was like, Birdie. I guess he's a Birdie Noble.
And that too.
it's like a secretary. Bird.
Rudy.
All right. Justin, last but not least.
He's human.
Hello, I am playing Toriva'al Tiderunner. He is a wood elf swashbuckler rogue.
All right, and with all those introductions, I guess it's time for us to roll that heckin' intro.
Rolling hecking intro. Okay, hey
Roll
guys.
the heckin' intro.
Guys.
Yes.
You wanna give me a fucking second? Like, do
One.
you think that when I came here everything was set up and ready? Do you guys think that's a thing? I am stalling so much right now. Give me.
Intro music, Jeremiah, go.
Here's the thingy. I don't know what the sound is. Okay.
That's doing something.
So guys, I may have to refresh my page.
You're not allowed.
Look, I can't hear Stephanie, and I'm nervous, and I keep having this little thing keep pinging saying the page is unresponsive. So I don't know if I should go back and then go forward, or I'm gonna try it.
That happened. That was a thing. That happened. Yeah, that's what I typed out, so now I hurt my elbow. What a novel concept! Wait, we get paid? I get paid to draw sexy people.
Me too.
Whoa.
Hit me up if you want your boys in sexy wear.
Wow. I get paid to be sexy.
Jeremiah, I did yours for free. All right. How is life happening? Well, I guess let me that is a thing. There we go. We have music now.
I'm back.
Whoa, there's what is this?
So, last time on Hoard of the Dragon Queen, as I try to minimize the squeakiness of my stool. Last time, let's see. You had returned back from the camp that had been erected during words. Let me start over. Okay. So you, the group, you journeyed to the town of Greenest for your own respective reasons, whether it be personal missions, seeking precious items, trying to run away from past guilt, or you're looking ahead to the bright future and exploring the brand new world. You came to Greenest for a reason, and in that you all met each other during a cataclysmic event of a dragon attacking, and with it a cult that you learn is the Cult of the Dragon that was behind it. You learned that they were raiding small villages mostly for gold, mostly for free labor, and they have been a rampant problem along the Sword Coast for the last few years. Janva Vohntree being one of the former members who had broken off allegiances with her associates, which is the nice word.
Fuck Rezmir. Anyway.
She now journeys with your group as you went into the camp after you were captured. You returned to rescue a few refugees that were still being held hostage. You rescued a very hurt guard drake, and in it you found 3 black dragon eggs, which Fox is determined to raise right.
Because he's the mama.
He's the mama. So you left the camp, it now being barren and abandoned. You returned to Greenest, and there you met 2 new adventurers. Greyson Tataric, a young human noble, and his traveling companion, Toriva'al Tiderunner, who is the captain of a ship. Toriva'al divulged that he is looking for his sister, Edwiness, and a few of the facts kind of lined up, and Janva, you did remember seeing that wood elf before.
Yeah, nat 20.
Yeah. So finding, figuring the location of where you need to go, which would be the Mire of Dead Men, you start heading in that direction. You left Greenest, you bought a couple of carriages, one for comfort, one for eggs. And you set out. Stop it. And you set out on your journey. Your first day of travel uneventful. It wasn't until nightfall, when you all made camp in an abandoned tower, that you were set upon by a small raiding party of goblins. In perfect synergy, you managed to defeat them, scare off the rest, and you all bedded down for the night. It is the end of day 1 of your adventure. And from there, Toriva'al had taken first watch. Everybody else settled down to sleep. You also picked up a traveling companion. Not because anybody really said no to him, but there is a red tiefling among you. He has given no name, and he's barely spoken a word, except for random ramblings here and there. Fox had fallen asleep on him in the form of a corgi, and in an hour, he will be a 450-pound turtle again.
Perfect.
So, Toriva'al has taken first watch. Everyone else is sleeping. Ophelia is sleeping in a pile of kobolds.
Oh yeah.
You're Aunt Fifi now. You're Aunt Fifi.
And so we will begin this night with Greyson. Let me find. Okay. All right, Greyson, you you settle down for your sleep. You kind of tuck yourself in the far. If the tower had a corner, you would find it. So you kind of tuck yourself, make yourself as comfortable as you can, and you slowly manage to drift off to what started as a dreamless sleep. Why does that have bells? I don't like that. That's not what it was before.
I can't sleep with bells. I'm sorry.
We're gonna go with what I had before, because okay. It's fine. It's just the kobolds in the corner doing their nightly rituals.
Stop!
Stop it.
Oh, Justin,
So-
I see you now.
You drift off to what starts as a dreamless sleep. And at first it comes a little hard to you. Your head kind of hurts a bit. But as you find your dream cycle, the darkness dissipates and you find yourself standing in the halls of what is a lavish manor. Hold on a sec, my dog is doing a thing.
Weird name for a manor.
The best man.
God.
The lavish manner.
He likes to make noises at every little thing outside. So, you find yourself in the... You good?
Huh?
Yeah,
Are you good? That's a cat.
I'm getting caught up in the wires.
Oh. Animals are a thing, and they're wonderful.
Oh my God.
My dog is standing right here, and he will start barking when he hears a leaf drop. So,
You're a bastard, you know.
Whoa.
Wow.
Listen,
I'm
just
sorry
because
that
you
he
know my
constantly
personality.
wants attention.
all right. So, you find yourself standing in the hall of a lavish manor. Plush red carpets, old artistic statues decorated here and there, suits of armor that have been way past their upkeep. There are no lights in this manor, but somehow you still manage to see. You stand in a long, dark hallway, and you're pulled forward as you walk. But when you walk, it's not your normal gait. There's a bit of a... I'm not going to say a longer stride, but maybe a heavier one. And as you walk forward, you feel your heart pounding hard in your chest. You stalk down this hallway, and when you look down, these feet are not your own. These feet are not human. You enter a master bedroom, and when you step out onto the balcony, you look out into the night, and you see a young man leaving the castle grounds. He's tall, has black hair, with a noticeable white streak across the front. Angry, you howl, and then you wake up. When you wake up, it's about, I don't know, close to like 1-ish in the morning. Whoever would have been next on watch after Toriva'al would have been on watch. Whoever that will be. Yeah, you technically took your watch before the attack.
So then it would probably be Janva.
Okay, so Janva, you notice Greyson. However you wake up, whether it be with a start or you just laying there. You see him kind of shift and yeah. He is awake. That cat needs to stop.
I'm sorry. He's doing it for the views.
Of course he is. So, seeing that Greyson is awake, is there anything you do? Greyson, is there anything in particular?
So Janva would notice that he woke up? Sorry.
I
I would
immediately,
say
I would say he would immediately take his book and start writing what he remembers of it.
all right. Roll me history.
Mm-hmm. I have very good history. 24.
All right. You remember every detail with perfect clarity.
18 plus, yeah.
Just 18 plus, it's whatever.
Cool.
You remember everything with perfect clarity.
It's fine.
You remember everything down to what color the curtains were.
Do I remember feeling as well? Or just, like, visual?
You felt anger. You felt alone.
Okay.
Right. Janva, is there anything that you do noticing that Greyson is awake?
She'll still kind of keep to herself. Just kind of like notice it and just kind of keep it in the back burner of her mind.
Alright, Greyson, roll me a perception real quick.
Oof. 10.
10? Everything would have been... It's dark, the embers would have been kind of dying down, so not much can be seen for you.
That's fine.
Yeah. So what you would have written in your notebook, it not in the best handwriting, just as trying to get the notes down as fast as you can with what little you can see. So.
Okay.
All right. So, Janva, you take your watch for... How long would you say you want to take your watch for?
Well, because I'm trying to think, because does the same amount of rest works for her as it would another health?
So you can take a 4-hour rest, and it's like a full rest for you.
Okay, so yeah, she'll just probably, do her round, and while, going for the next person that she would choose, I guess, who would be the next person for watch, even though she's going to go... Huh?
You can be whoever you want it to be.
I guess Yuliy is what it would be.
Alright. So Yuliy, you'll be next up on watch. Okay. If Yuliy wants to roll me a perception check.
All the while, Janva would have gone, and instead of probably go to rest herself, she'll stay up a little bit longer, just kind of keeping an eye on... Just kind of resting in the area where Ophelia will be with the
puddle of
kobolds.
Yeah, all the kobolds snuggled around and on top of her, fast asleep, making little kicks here and there as they dream.
That's gonna be
I got a 16.
16? Okay.
Yeah.
And Tritons have dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, nothing out of the ordinary. Everything seems calm after that initial encounter that you had several hours ago. But all is quiet. You notice Greyson scribbling furiously, Janva taking her seat next to Ophelia and the kobolds. You would have seen the red tiefling with now probably a Tortle on his legs. Not moving. But he is awake. And he's saying nothing as he stares into what is a black obsidian crystal. Ooh. Yes. So, Janva, do you eventually bed down for a rest?
Yes, she would.
Okay, so Tori, when your 4 hours is up, you will join the watch, right?
Yes.
All right, so Janva and Ophelia. Excuse me while I do this.
Yeah.
I guess it's something for Wait, you said Janva and Ophelia?
Yes.
Okay.
Janva, as you go into your meditative state, you find your mind almost pulled in a certain direction.
Okay.
Your mind clouds and shapes, lights, they start to form, fade, kind of ebbing and flowing like an incoming tide and washing out. And you find yourself standing on a shoreline. If you look to your right, you will see Ophelia also standing on this shoreline.
Okay.
You both look at each other and can somehow understand that this is a thing that's happening.
What the hell? Just kind of looking over at Ophelia
go
like...
towards Janva and be like, poke her. I'm like, is this real?
Feels real. Doggo. The cold seawater bites at your toes. For Ophelia, for you, in almost a nostalgic way, as you had spent many years along the coastline of the Sea of Swords. Thunder rumbles in the distance, and the world somehow manages to tilt and shift under you. So instead of you turning a direction, it's the world forcing you to turn, forcing you to face inland. You feel something as the waves start to get more intense, as a storm begins to churn. Ophelia, you feel something hard hit against your ankle as it washes ashore, and when you look down, it is, you recognize it as Yuliy's trident. Janva, you feel something also wash against the shore, and when you look down, it is your shield, broken and in half. When you look up,
Bad trip. I don't like it.
you kind of ribbons of lightning just kind of streak forward, and it draws your eye towards the distance, towards the sea, where you see the dying embers of a ship, just broken and burning. The thunder shakes again, and when you look up, you find yourselves standing before what is a massive mountain. The air starts to boil with heat, and your lungs burn and choke with an acidic smell in the air. When you blink, you find yourselves now on the lip of what looks like a volcano. The magma churning beneath you. Wind just whipping and pulling you towards the center, but you remain rooted. When you look down, you see something shifting, something swimming beneath the lava. And 5 voices at once fill you and Ophelia's heads. Freedom. Make a wisdom save. Janva and Ophelia.
Oh, shit. Okay, I have to save. Which one am I gonna roll?
Which one's gonna save you?
Not that one.
Okay. This should be good.
Hold on. 17?
Okay, what'd you get, Ophelia?
12.
12? Janva, you feel, for a moment, fear about to overtake you. And you tense every muscle in your body, and it washes away. Ophelia, you see her, and she is frozen in place. She's hyperventilating as this level of anxiety takes her, and her eyes are wide with fear. Both of you make me a perception check.
Nat 20.
Give me 1 second. I have to read it. 13.
13.
Oh, well, if I want to do perception, total 24.
Of course.
I forgot I was supposed to write that name down.
This is some spooky ass music.
I'm scared, man.
Across the lip of the volcano, Ophelia, it's harder for you to see. All you can make out is 5 humanoid shapes standing around the lip. But with the billowing heat and the vapors and the smoke, you can't quite see faces or identifying features. One of them you think is a dragonborn, judging by the horns. A very familiar dragonborn. Janva, you look and you see people from your life that you know. You see Resmir. You see a moon elf. You see the human man who cared for you, Galvin. And you see a dwarf whose name escapes me at this moment, but you know him.
I do.
And then you see, at the epicenter, a drow. A drow that's same hair, silver hair, lilac eyes. You see them raise their hands up in offering, and in it is a twisting crown with 5 dragon heads, one for each color: red, white, blue, green, black. You see them raise it up, and the 5 voices are in your minds again. Bloodshed. The volcano trembles, and when you both look down, you see 10 glowing eyes looking up at you from beneath the magma, burning. Ophelia, you see a gargantuan clawed hand rise up, breaching the magma, and it stops inches before you as it is held down by fiery chains. I'm going to need you both to make another wisdom save. Janva, because Ophelia's already frightened.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Go.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Janva ain't no bitch.
Fucking fight me, Tiamat.
Do you say that out loud?
Oh, no, I do not. That's out of character.
All right. So you see the giant clawed hand stop inches from Ophelia, and the 5 voices are now booming, roaring in your head like a tempest. Death. For a moment, you feel cold. You feel something coiling around you, trying to, strangle the fear out of you. And the rest of my notes go. Oh, there. And when you look up, you see a massive yellow moon, unnaturally yellow moon, cresting over the volcano, illuminating these figures. And then a translucent film kind of closes over it. And when it opens again, you see a black, slitted pupil. And it bores into you. You begin to hear screams. You hear crying. One of those of the child. And then you wake up. You both wake up. So.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
May I also state, just really quick out of character, about how the music was rising to that crescendo at the very end?
So.
And then it just stopped.
It's not like it was planned.
It was planned. What? So, you and Ophelia both wake with a start. Ophelia, you feel clammy and you're shaking and you feel exhausted. So you are actually going to take a point of exhaustion, unfortunately.
Janva is gonna just wake up sit up, and she's gonna make a prayer to her deity.
Okay, roll me religion.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna wake up.
As you wake up, all the kobolds kind of start with you as you move, and they kind of. Is it time to leave?
I'm like, no. I'm just gonna like huddle closer to them, but at the same time, I'm gonna look
That's a
to where Yuliy is and see if he's
14.
okay. Fine.
You 14?
Yes.
I'd say that could make contact. Go ahead and roll me percentals. So you go to see if Yuliy's alright.
Yeah, I want to see if Yuliy's okay.
He's standing there. He's keeping watch. You notice that Tori has joined him on his watch, so the two are kind of standing, observing, maybe making small talk if they wish.
That was 30.
30?
Yes.
I'm going to say by the time you both would have awakened, the sky's beginning to pale. And you know that sunrise is coming. And with it, you kind of hear the surrounding woods waking up with it. And a small little twitter. And a yellow bird lands on the top of the tower and then flies away.
Okay.
Yes.
Brother?
Birdurai, are you still asleep?
I think I am. What?
Oh,
How long is it? Because it's like, I guess I sleep for 8 hours. I'm not an elf.
he's a Burbo who needs his full 8 hours of sleep, and he's sitting in the corner going like that. Both Ophelia and Janva, make me perception checks.
Like you said, Ophelia woke up startled. Like, how loud was that?
That's a solid 10.
Like, not loud enough.
Ophelia, did you scream?
To wake up?
I'm over dramatic, so yes.
Yeah, she would have screamed, so everybody's waking up.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. What'd you get, Janva?
10.
10. Yeah. Considering you both have dark vision and it's now starting to lighten up, you do see one other person that would have been awake, still trapped under the Tortle, looking, holding onto the black obsidian crystal and staring at both of you. Well, if Ophelia screamed, are you waking up at that? Yeah, so you would be awake now.
Yeah, same thing with me. Burbo would basically wake up and just, what is going on? Is everyone safe? Oh.
Yeah, he's sitting there. He's not being stealthy about it. He's just holding the crystal.
You're on top.
It's like it looks like a palantir, but it's just like a black crystal ball, essentially. No, it is not a dark crystal. Good question. Yeah. I've been through worse. It's a bauble. You want to roll an insight? Yes, yeah. Hey, you get advantage because pirates are great.
Oh, yeah.
You said with advantage, right? Then yes, you take the nat 20. Calm down, Fox. You wrote the book on bullshitting.
Horton here's a bitch ass liar.
Yeah, you know people don't just leave their baubles out unless there's there is a specific purpose for that thing. Wait, what
Yes,
part of
Turtle.
my front?
Yes, Turtle Boy. I just felt like I had a bad trip. I'm
You have known her for like 3 whole days.
yeah.
Like basically when Ophelia screamed because reasons, like I would actually kind of fly over her and basically see is everyone okay? And then just kind of look around.
All right, Birdurai, when you do that, when you flare your wings and you hover and you're getting prepared, Ro looks up and immediately mirrors you and he grabs his bow and he just starts looking around.
Yes,
Aww.
yes, you wonderful boy.
Senpai noticed me.
If there is danger, we will kill it.
I'm gonna look towards Janva and be like, was that real?
Jama just being like, you saw it too?
I saw all of it.
Oh god.
Okay, I sit down crisscross style with the kobold.
Just huddled around. like how? What time is it right now? Too.
It's like dawn at this point. It's becoming dawn.
Okay, so there's like orange hue of light or something.
Like kind of pale purplish, pinkish. Okay. Yeah.
So it's still a little dark.
It's still a little dark.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Your little water dragon.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
410 HP. Okay.
It was a lie. It was like the ocean and then the shore and then thunder, but like bad thunder? I heard thunder's really good to me, but it was bad thunder. And then voices. Like I'm not crazy, but I heard voices. And then a volcano, and then
sitting in
a
dead
mountain,
quiet.
a volcano, and then a mountain, and then 5 people, no, 5 voices. It was like death and freedom. It was a lot. I couldn't move.
Like when I hear that, I'm just gonna fly and then just kind of circle around the camp.
Mm-hmm.
And for reasons, because I'm gonna show it, I'm gonna do it now. Oh, what happened to the ship? I'm gonna do it now. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna go try pick up Ro.
You gonna try to pick up Ro?
Yes. I was like, "Are you ready?" Like,
roll me a strength check.
I'm gonna go to Ro. Like, "Are you ready for this, Ro?"
Together, you make an Archaeopteryx.
Yes.
Strength. Ooh, that's I'm very good with strength. +0. Okay, +0. 14.
14. You don't get as high as you want to. You can successfully hover him off the ground a few feet, but you're not like soaring.
It's fine.
Like he is having the time of his life.
Yes, and it was just keep your roll at the ready.
Yes, I am ready.
And then I have his talon, like I guess my talon, kind of like this. trying not to basically pierce him because
Mhm.
nails.
Nails. He's a tough little boy. He's fine. Having fun.
Yes.
Aw.
This was my plan all along. Yes.
Oh, God.
Whoa!
Now I get to feel
Oh,
that
that's
feeling.
what
Oh,
that's
shit.
like.
I'm going to attempt to bullshit and say I don't remember.
Roll me deception. While Fox is interrogating. If you want to insight that, go ahead, jeez. I mean, you know. Okay, that's fine.
I got +0 to this. This is gonna suck. That was a 4.
She is so full of shit. You know for a fact that her refusing to tell you something's scaring her. Mm-hmm. Okay. But if for the religion check that you essentially passed, right? Yeah, so yeah, you've heard of TMI. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Janva's gonna just kind of grit her teeth and just be like, I saw people I'd actually rather forget. That's what I saw.
From the back, you hear the tiefling stranger. It's like, it's okay. Hearing voices is normal.
That's Foxy.
Janva's just gonna look back and it's like, I became a follower for Bahamut for like, what, the past week?
You've been a follower of Bahamut for as long as you've known these people.
Pretty much.
So it's all a new experience for you. As this conversation's happening, the kobolds would have been watching kind of like with rapt attention, like one looking one way at Janva, looking the other at Fox, looking back at Janva again. Then looking back over when Stranger says something, and then now they're looking back at you, Janva.
Yeah, Justin, just like that. Sorry.
So you see like this ethereal, like blue little water creature with kind of feathery wings just kind of float down, and it nestles on your lap, even though you physically cannot feel it, but it's there.
Okay.
Oh, but Spud's there. No, Spud's been with you.
No.
He's asleep right now.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. This is where you guys still are. The Spud's still there. That's a fire. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. If you want to be. Well, Spud's there. He would have been kind of tucked up and kind of looks up sleepily as you approach. Okay. So you're okay. So two mules are cuddling right now. So now that everyone is awake,
Birdurai just going in a circle.
I'm role playing, man.
you move them over there. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I know with that conversation with Fox, Janva's kind of look over at the kobolds and just being like, I hope you know with what you just heard right now, we can't go back.
Roll basically. All right, Janva, when you say that, they look at you and they it seems they understand you. And Boots just kind of gets up, kind of like dusts herself off of dirt of the ground, and Boots don't want to go back because only Janva nice to us.
Janva's just gonna nod. It's like, well, I'm not going back.
They were shitty people.
Do I hear that?
Yes, I mean you're right there. So
I'll be like, I'm your Aunt Fifi now.
they all kind of look at you, and then they all start chirping Aunt Fifi.
Freaking adorable.
All right, so Yuliy, Tori, currently on watch. Greyson, anything in particular you're doing? Anything you want to do in particular, Greyson, or are you just kind of observing?
He's just watching.
Okay.
I know Lynn mentioned something in chat earlier. I don't know. Just noticed that.
Yeah, I wanted to know if from where I'm sitting, can I see that little crystal ball thing?
Yeah, I'd say. Roll me an Arcana.
I was hoping.
15. Looking at it, you know for a fact that is definitely an arcane focus.
Ooh.
Cool. Not gonna press it further.
Janva, after talking with the kobolds, is kind of just kind of stop and then look over at Stranger and, at the tiefling. What do we call you?
Most people just call me Stranger.
Sorry,
That's
I
what
can't
you
call you stranger.
Oh, that's what.
Left hand.
Well, it's what you call people when you don't know their name. I don't want people to know my name, so you will call me Stranger.
But does stranger mean danger? Are you dangerous?
Roll me persuasion.
What she say makes sense.
Persuasion. 12.
12? That depends what you define dangerous.
I mean, there's bad, there's good, and there's like a gray area, but like are you more to the bad or the good?
I don't feel like telling you anything.
The quiet game. I'm bad at that though.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Oh no, Lynn, you can't hear?
Yeah, I can't see or hear Len either.
Oh no.
Our people don't like each other.
That makes me sad. Alright, so the morning is slowly coming upon you. What do we do? Okay, so taking a rest for an hour. I would. I will say that with the purchase of the horse, with the carriages, you would have also picked up essential foods, trail rations, a few road-friendly ingredients that you can use to cook. Okay, so Fox starts. All right, so for those who aren't actively eating rations or cooking for themselves, Fox will be making food and he will hand it to you.
I know one of the things with the sun coming up in the sky, Janva's gonna kind of like go over to her one little mask that she has and try to work with it to not be as freaking intimidating as it was before and just use it as just for the pair of like goggles that come with it, just so she's not having to deal with the sun.
So are you trying to repurpose it? Like, let me see. I'm trying to think what crafting falls under. Yeah. Yeah. What specifically do you want to do to the mask?
Well, I mean,
You know, it was what specifically did you want done with the mask, Janva?
pretty much for her to be able to pretty much wear it without having it look as freaking terrifying as it is.
Okay. Well, considering that it is essentially a big leather dragon head,
Mhm.
I'm going to say for the sake of it, the easiest thing you could do is probably take a dagger if you have one, or if anyone has one, and kind of cut at the stitches of the leather and just work it to where all you have is the goggles itself.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, I would say roll sleight of hand, I guess.
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand, dexterity. You're articulating with your hands.
Okay.
While she's doing that, Tori will approach Ophelia and
18?
Alright, so you're approaching Ophelia?
Yeah, I'm gonna approach Ophelia and just kind of like gesture towards the cart with the eggs and be like, so I guess those aren't for breakfast, right?
Oh no, don't even touch them. Fox might get mad.
What are we doing with
They're
those?
babies.
You know those are dragon eggs, right?
Yep.
Right, okay. Good to know. And he'll just
Yeah.
kind of steer clear of that cart.
Right? Okay, so
They're
18
just
for...
babies,
okay, so Janva, 18. I'd say you were pretty successful in keeping the goggle part intact enough so you can... It is a functioning pair of goggles for you that you can use to shield your
Oh,
eyes.
thank God.
Is
Feels a lot more breathable, too.
Is this kind of more like a domino mask now? Like
I guess
your standard like Robin Incredibles mask.
I would say more like a kind of like a padded like steampunk kind of looking goggles. I did say so.
I don't know anything about that.
You know the ones where it's where you made the ones where you made them out of baseballs, like baseballs and like milk bottles. You know. Not projecting. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, roll me nature for that. No, it's with him.
The question for
And
me, is there any kind of
Actually, 20. Okay, just roll me nature to see if you got an idea what you're doing.
like is there any wandering wood lying around?
Like
Just some scrap wood or what?
oh, like firewood?
A 9.
And like any kind of wood, like maybe firewood, like a trunk or something like that.
Roll me investigation. I guess that's what you're looking for. 9.
Yeah.
You kind of feel like you're doing it right.
No.
Right.
No.
It's part of an animal. However, you feel like you have an idea of what you're doing. You with your with what knowledge you have of black dragons, you kind of have an idea what the climate that they need, considering that the nests you found them in. So you feel like if you maintain that specific climate, it's going to be great. It's trial by fire, man.
19 for investigation.
19. You will find a few surrounding sticks and like fallen tree limbs, twigs.
Oh, that's not really what I'm looking for.
How's the
Looking
weather?
for something bigger, like a bigger. I wanted Ro to practice while we're just kind of here hitting.
Oh, you mean like just like a stump or something, or
yeah,
something
or
to shoot at?
something like that. Yeah.
There's plenty of trees around you can shoot at.
Well, I was gonna tell him, like, okay, practice here.
Okay, you point to a tree and he will start practicing.
It's true. I don't know if you see that, but yeah, that tree.
Is there anything Greyson wanted to do, or Ophelia, Yuliy, while you rest?
I don't want to talk over Lynn, so if she's talking.
Grayson's good. Okay, so
Grayson's
Ophelia.
How's the weather right now?
It's a cool morning, but you do feel it heating up quickly since you are in the summer months. It's clear skies.
Okay. I want to just go to a cool spot and just kind of meditate for a little bit. Certainly
Okay.
after the episode I had, and just kind of get back in my zone and my little circle.
Okay, so just doing it specifically to calm you down.
Yeah, kind of calm me down and like whisper to my identity if I can too.
To your deity. So would you say you want to pray to your deity?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a religion then.
Eight.
You found that it's a lot harder the farther away you are from the ocean to keep in contact. you tried to put yourself in the same zone, but it's just it's not the right the right climate, right climate, right area.
Yeah.
The ground is too still. It's too still. Whatever happened to the moving of a ship? That was calming.
I know, the sea breeze with the mist.
The constant breeze and the air, it's dead and then it moved. Like, what's up with that?
Okay, and then
It smells green.
the green.
I'm just gonna continue to keep watch.
All right, so Yuliy, you want to keep keeping watch? All right, so go ahead and roll me a perception again.
That's a 1.
It's a what?
That's a 1.
It's a
That
one.
one.
Here we go again.
Yuliy's
stop.
back, guys.
I know.
Yuliy, no.
Trees just kind of seem to blend together. Everything's just, same problem.
So
It's green.
magical.
It's
Screen.
you kind of look one direction and the sun just starts to crest over and oh god, my eye. Shit, don't look into that. So Yuliy learned the lesson of don't look directly in the sun. All right. I guess whoever else, if you want to do a general perception, you can.
All right.
Sure, I'll do it.
A nat 20, you said?
Yes, 21 total.
21 to... Good for you.
I got
17.
15.
That's a 12.
That's a 12.
6.
Ophelia, remember
15?
you're at disadvantage.
6.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. 14.
6.
That one.
All right. I will say, Birdurai, since you would have been out and about showing Ro the ropes, honing his archery skills, you kind of find yourself kind of looking a little ways down the road where you had come, and you see what looks to be a small plume of fire kind of rising. Not fire, smoke, excuse me. Smoke of a fire.
Like, is
kind
it big, or does it look like a campfire, or does it look like a forest fire?
I want to say for the natural 20, it looks like a cook fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, how far is it? Like, approximately, like 80 feet,
Not-
100?
Not very far. Probably, less than 100 feet away.
Okay. Then I'm gonna tell Ro to keep practicing. Yell if you need any kind of help, and I'm gonna go to the party and convey to them, like, there is a smoke over there. I'm pointing to a direction, wherever that was.
Right, so you would have been pointing a little down the road from where you had just traveled. You basically the road you had been traveling down. It'd be the direction you were coming from.
It's kind of like behind us, basically, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how far from Greynest were we by this point?
Good question.
I'm sorry for asking the question.
No, it's a question to ask. You're absolutely right in asking that question. That's information I have.
I mean, it was really just a day out, right?
Yeah, you're about a day,
Yeah.
a day's travel from Greenest.
Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, if the smoke is the way we already came, then we just keep going the other way, right?
Sure, but what if it was someone who's following us?
Then
Yeah, even Janva's just like, I'm a little bit concerned on that.
Mm-hmm. No. He's very much enjoying it.
Unless you want me to scout on that area. What a fearless leader.
Kind of because you're doing the little.
They said they don't hear you, Jesus, or something. I don't know. Shelby said, I don't hear Jesus.
Well, do you hear me now, Shelby? Do you?
Shelby, please listen to his melodious voice.
Okay. Don't worry, guys. I only have
Hello, Shelby.
2 screens to control the mics everywhere. All right, cool.
It's Gucci.
It's Gucci. I'm so glad for the past hour and 42 minutes I haven't not been able to be heard. Lovely.
Yeah, at the times, Stranger probably would have. He kind of packs away his crystal into his small travel bag and kind of just takes a flask out and drinks from it. I mean, if there's people making fire, maybe they have food for us that they can give us.
Did you not get food?
Unless you refuse.
No, what part of that did you not understand?
Would have Fox given him food? I mean, if he refused, I wouldn't have, like...
He didn't really do much when you handed it to him. So, I mean, if you would have left it there for him, it would be gone. Some of that flask, but
yeah, I would have dropped it by his feet.
Greyson, are you asking for the flask?
I want him to share, yeah.
Roll me persuasion.
I'm not asking him, I'm telling him.
Oh, my best stat? Okay.
Your best stat? What?
Yeah. I got 22.
He looks at you, looks at the flask, looks at you. Just kind of slowly hands it to you.
Oh, thank you.
Make me a Constitution save.
So that's a 4.
That had to
Y'all, did you kill Greyson?
That had to be really
I need you
low.
to roll a new character. That was the secret MacGuffin.
Surprise, it's lighter fluid.
It certainly tastes like it. If you've ever tasted lighter fluid, it certainly tastes like it.
I thought I was the only one.
Does it taste like does it taste like poor decisions?
Or decisions you don't remember.
Oh, great!
You,
I was gonna hand that back.
Yeah, for that Constitution save, you are going to end up intoxicated for a bit.
Cool.
So,
anybody has to carry him, say, not it, not it.
Not it.
Not it.
I heard nothing that you said. What happened?
So you're it.
the group made a unanimous decision that nose goes, whoever's last has to carry Greyson.
Not it.
Not it.
Not it.
Okay.
So Greyson is now getting.
Can I nod it myself?
Very fast. Sure.
I am gonna stay away from that.
So you took one sip and just passed out?
Awesome.
He's having a trip, that's for sure.
I'm not passed
Is he
out.
like still
He's not passed out.
He's getting zesty.
He's getting a little zesty.
Okay, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna look at him and be like, those are some sea legs. Just gotta get accustomed to them.
I'm wondering if you consider intoxication a poison that I could use the herbalism kit on.
I could consider it a level of poison since it essentially you hit a certain level, you are poisoned. So yeah.
Okay.
The poison.
Logically, yes. It is a form of poison.
Okay. Just
Throw
checking.
some smelling salts at him or something.
I mean, I can't. If he becomes annoying, then I will. If he's just stumbling
Greyson, how
around.
annoyed are you gonna be?
He's what?
How annoyed are you gonna be, Greyson?
If he gets sobered.
Are we like catch a TikTok video intoxicated or?
That is a new level of intoxication.
Yes.
That
Maybe if he took another drink, yes. But like Ophelia said, he's got some sea legs and world is spinning.
that's fine. That's a lesson he has to learn on his own.
Yep. He's been through it. He knows.
All right, so
I just imagine Janva just looking over. It's like, oh, welcome to real life.
Oh, just so everyone knows, if you mark down the 10-4, the 10-4 is gone. It's been gone. But
okay. All right, so Birdurai, you were going to go ahead and scout.
If everyone is okay with that, if we're gonna be moving, then I'm not gonna do it.
So I'm gonna say, since this is kind of going through, I guess, the hour rest that everyone is taking, if you wanted to scout, you could.
Okay, then I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fly 80 feet up in the air and then go,
right.
and then basically when I am like around 30 feet away, then I'm gonna stop.
All right.
And hide somewhere,
Okay.
or at least kind of fly around and make it look like I'm an actual just bird flying.
Roll me stealth if you're trying to be stealthy about it.
21.
20. That looks like a real bird. Hold on. That looks like a real bird.
What?
Birdurai has done the most convincing bird impersonation you've ever seen. Fox, you might be a little impressed.
I'm going to whisper my words of insight and just say freedom.
Freedom. Aww. So, okay, Birdurai, go ahead and roll me perception.
I'm acting too good that I didn't look because it's a nat one.
Don't worry, guys. It's safe. It's actually filled with just free gold.
2 total.
There's just like treasure chests laying around everywhere.
Damn.
And just free stuff to take. Wow. No. So you see, about how high were you hovering? 80 feet from that distance. Even with your bird eyes, the most you can make out is 3 shapes. 2 of them humanoids. One of them that of a very large-looking animal, quadruped. Kind of laying out by the cook fire as the 2 humanoids are currently making breakfast.
Animal, you said.
Animal, I did say.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna do it any further. For some reason, for me, that's enough information and fly back.
Alright, so you fly back and you convey the information to your party?
Yes.
He tells you exactly that. He saw 2 humanoids and a big old animal laying out.
Food.
Do I at least notice how big it is? Like,
Greyson drunkenly whines food.
Like, can I approximate how big it is, or no, because of that one?
Compared to the humanoids, it's large. It's very large. It's trying to think what animals you would have seen in your travels. Small, about the size of a small bear, I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Lynn.
So Greyson is conjuring.
I would like that to happen, please.
Conjuring random household objects. What spell are you using for that?
He has the innate ability to just conjure objects.
All right, so you see Greyson
Like glow?
sitting on the ground, giggling to himself as he just like magics out a pitcher, a fork, candlestick. He laughed really hard at the candlestick.
The fork is a thingamabob.
Two candlesticks.
Do you tell him that?
Yes.
Yes.
Greyson, the fork's a thingamabob.
Dude, do you not realize how entertaining these kobolds are gonna be? You're just making shiny shit appear out of nowhere.
No. Oh no!
Oh, I bring him over. We're all gonna have a magic.
You have an audience. You have an audience. They are enraptured at your sorcery.
Can I?
We could make.
Can I do a performance?
Yes, you. Yes, that might be hindered though. I think you might be doing that with disadvantage. I think. If I'm remembering how this works.
That's fine.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Is that what we're going with?
Yeah, I'll just go with that because you're drunk and that makes sense to me.
So first one was 17.
Okay.
And then next one is a 10.
All right, so you'll take the 10.
Ignore.
So is that just a flat 10? Greyson, that's a flat 10? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Holy shit, you have these kobolds just in awe. They have never seen such a wonderful thing before. How on earth can a person just make a clean fork appear out of nowhere? It's shiny. It doesn't have any dents in it. It's flawless.
I want Greyson to do the trick with the coin behind the ear.
Roll intelligence for these guys. Oh no. You're pure magic.
You're their best freaking friend.
You pull like
Awesome, I'll take
what looks
it.
like a silver piece out from behind Peppercorn's ear, and there's just like, check for more. Take them. They all start checking over their friend. They just lose their shit every time you do this.
Aw.
You have new friends.
We'll be doing this.
You're all gonna notice. They love you so much right now, Greyson.
Oh my god.
You have a cult.
Good,
following.
I'll take it.
All right. So, Birdurai, you convey the information to the rest of the party that is listening, who aren't conjuring random silverware. Telling of the two humanoids camping with the large four-legged creature that, from what you can tell, looks almost the size of a small bear. It's kind of hard to... Everything looks kind of big to you.
Yes, I'm 5 feet.
You're a tiny boy. So that's the information that Birdurai has given everyone currently about the cook fire that was spotted. What do we do?
Janva's gonna probably look at everybody like, does it really? I mean, I would be more concerned if it was, you know, a larger group than that.
Do you want to move on?
I mean, we're supposed to be going forward, and not backward. So.
Yeah, that's what.
She has sound logic.
You're still stranger danger.
Yeah, I guess let's just.
If they're not in danger, then do they seem hurt? Do they seem like they need help?
No, they look like they're cooking food.
Good. We were eating a minute ago. Let's go.
And then yeah, I guess I want to pack whatever things.
Get the random cat, put it in with the dragons.
Fox grabs the cat that Greyson conjured, puts it in the bag.
At the end.
You shut up.
Oh, another one. Cool.
Look, that doesn't mean that you get to talk right now. Because we mentioned cats.
He's like, I'm part of the show now.
Apparently, I'm famous. Everyone's going to love me. We're going to make t-shirts with my face on it.
But this,
Oh my
this is
God.
like a main road, right?
Yes, so you're essentially taking the main road to
Right.
your destination. From looking at the map you would have been giving, you are following the main road up to El Turel, and from there, fastest passage for you will be taking a riverboat to Baldur's Gate. The next town over, the town that is closest to you is going to be Berdusk.
Berdusk?
Berdusk. Berdusk.
Oh,
So
So that
we are
will
moving.
be. If the party wishes to move forward, you can.
I'm fine with moving forward.
let's go
Well,
forward.
I will B-shape back into a master. I mean,
The master.
Clydesdale to pull the cart.
See, Fox just. I almost said Greyson.
I mean, Greyson can do it too if he wants.
Greyson just turns into a horseman. No.
Also, Greyson? Can you walk?
He pretends. to
No,
be.
basically, I'm gonna.
Greyson,
Because
Fox
if
turns into a horse, and Greyson just pretends to be a horse.
I'm gonna look at Tori.
Yeah.
Because they're the one who's like together at one point. They were friends or something. And we're like, watch out for her or him. Maybe put him in the cart.
It's hard for Birdurai to discern humans. They all look the same to him.
Right. Grayson, get in the cart.
No.
Fine. Then you walk in, and he'll just climb in.
I just imagine like the Ministry of Silly Walks, like as many as possible as he walks.
Grayson stands, he puts one foot up over, he kicks out to the side, and runs on top, and somehow...
Wait,
Yes.
am I strapped in completely?
What?
Like,
What?
do I have the rails on me and everything, or no?
You are not strapped in yet, no.
Okay. Hey, Grayson. You're gonna see a Clydesdale just approach you
Yes.
and get on all fours so you can climb on top.
Oh.
I can ride the horse.
I mean, he's waiting. Can't
He's-
talk.
The horse is waiting for you to climb on, Grayson.
Oh. Grayson absolutely attempts to climb on.
And then
Grayson's a Disney princess, y'all.
going to immediately just stand up as fast as I can.
Grayson, make a dex save.
Oh no!
Oh, with disadvantage. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Unless Fox wants to
So,
make this...
hey, Vic.
Yes.
So what happens if I have a -2 and I roll a 1?
That sounds like a -1.
That does sound like a -1.
It doesn't matter how careful Fox wants to be.
That Grayson is gonna be like a limp ferret.
Airborne.
You stand up, he slides.
Do you have a cloak or anything? Like,
Are you wearing a cloak?
What's
What was
your
that?
what's your clothing?
Yes, he's wearing a hooded cloak and he has noble clothes underneath and long boots.
You're gonna hate me. I'm gonna nibble at his cloak like if he was a little kitten and start grabbing from the scruff and start dragging him towards where Tori was.
So,
And fail
the horse-
miserably to put him into the cart.
So you
Completely
kind
fail.
of the Clydesdale just kind of grabs you by the scruff and drags you over. Your legs just kind of trailing in the dirt as he just kind of flops you halfway into the cart and leaves you there.
Janva is having
He's completely ragdolled.
Grayson's just ragdolled. Like if you've seen the video of the chick in the harness swinging, that's Grayson in this moment. So, Tori, you see the Clydesdale just drop Greyson halfway in the cart and leaves him there as he goes around to get hitched.
His feet are dangling.
His feet are dangling.
You guys will hear laughter. That's Janva.
Janva is laughing at you, Greyson.
I'm sorry, she's completely entertained by all of this.
Greyson,
Go ahead.
stranger.
And hitch Fox.
You're gonna hitch Fox? Okay. Alright, so Birdurai, you'll hitch the horse. Stranger kind of goes around to the cart to climb in as well. He kind of stops looking at Greyson, hanging out halfway.
Tori will
kind of pats you.
And grab the waistband of Greyson's breeches and pull him in.
You are hoisted in. And just kind of folded into the cart. You're in.
Okay. Can I still be making little magic things?
He's still making magic things, guys. You just hear a little plink, plink, plink as he makes like magic money in like little pearls and stuff.
Oh, pearls. I'll get the pearls. Pearls.
Okay, so camp is broken down. Everybody is geared up and ready to travel, and you will continue on to the town of Berdusk. So I'll say we can take a break there, and we'll pick up in like 15-ish, 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that.
So to go on break, I'm gonna mute all you guys, or you can mute yourselves. It's up to you. I don't care.
However we want to do it, so I'll just go ahead and mute. So
Okay.
see you guys.
That'd be the easiest for me if y'all mute yourselves. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Hello. We are back.
So have you're investigating the what I guess you would say is your tail. You pack up. You get Greyson in the cart.
Yes.
And begin to make your way to city of the city of Berdusk. The journey itself is overall uneventful, peaceful. Fox, as you pull the one cart with the eggs, I believe it's still pulling the cart with the eggs. Yes, okay. You pull the cart with your eggs. It takes, I would say, most of the day by coming upon early afternoon is when you begin to see the city gates to Berdusk. From what you see in general, it's kind of it's not the most extravagant place. It has stone walls. It has a front guard, and you can see buildings just kind of barely rising over the walls of the city. As you approach the gates, you will be stopped by the guard and kind of look at the horse that is unmanned, and then to the carriage that is manned. Kind of a half elf woman in just simple armor. All right. Business here.
Yes, we have business.
What?
Greyson raises his hand.
Yes,
So Greyson raises his hand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't state it before. Janva's gonna dote on her disguise kit.
All right. Go ahead and roll me for disguise kit.
What would that be?
I believe that's it's.
I mean, I have a disguise kit being an urchin. It came with my background.
Then yes.
Would you? Yeah. I will ask. I will ask. Would you have been preparing this, knowing you would have been entering a populace? Like, was this something you would have prepared for, or are you just doing this right now at the gates?
No, I mean if we knew for a fact we were going through a town, which I'm assuming did we or did we not?
Yes, the main.
We knew Berdusk was coming up.
Yeah, Berdusk was on the main road, so.
Okay, so then, yeah, she would have done that.
All right, so go ahead and roll for you guys.
So, would you want me to roll for wisdom or?
Yeah, I will allow for that.
I didn't know wisdom or dex.
Which you could choose.
Okay.
Lynn is saying that Gray is also going to flash his ring.
Bitches. I want to see if that works.
Because everything is good.
That's a 13.
Greyson says you're welcome. 13?
13.
What in all were you trying to accomplish with your disguise kit?
To not look like a drow. Well, for one, not to make herself look. Just to make herself not look as.
So would you have been
not stand out? That's the word I want to use. Not stand out.
So, for the sake of reasons, would you say you're more so using your disguise kit to like use scarves to cover your face and like your head, or?
Yeah, like that.
Kind of similar to another drow we know in a land far, far away.
Yeah.
He's great at catching arrows. There's a legend about that guy somewhere. Yeah.
Sling it back.
I've heard legend of a drow. No. So, with a 67%, yes. I hate this ring.
Yes.
God.
Hey.
She looks at it and just, oh dear, oh God, okay, yeah, just don't cause any trouble, and she'll wave you all through and open the gates.
I blow her kisses as we leave.
What?
Cross my fingers.
Fingers crossed. So you enter the city of Berdusk. It's more, I say city generously, like you've seen cities, but this is a little bit more small scale. It's metropolitan in its own way, but it's more of an upscale town in itself. Most notable feature being the monastery you see kind of at the top of the hill of this settlement. Let's see. Just kind of standard roads are at least paved. It's not a dirt road. So now that you are within the city of Berdusk, what do you do? What is your plan?
I guess one of my biggest concerns also, well, the eggs.
I'm gonna say the most they are hidden not intentionally, because the cart you would have been pulling them in would have been covered. So they themselves are covered. You're not making an effort to hide them, but unless somebody's trying to look into your cart, they're not an issue. Greyson, you're just...
Oh my god, Greyson.
You're good.
It's who he is, okay?
He's allowed to be who he is.
It's one of those things where I can just imagine when,
Thank you.
yeah, with that going into Berdusk and seeing Greyson do that. It's one of those things where Janva just kind of stops and looks at him and it's like, who are you?
Am I still drunk?
But considering the hours that would have passed, no, you would not be intoxicated. You're just being zesty.
Okay.
Intoxication would have passed.
Greyson would just kind of be like, Grayson's just like, that is none of your concern.
Is there any shop anywhere?
Yeah, if you do ask around, there will be shops. As you travel through town, if you are walking outside of the cart, Birdurai, you'll get a few looks, but not. It's kind of a look of, is that a fucking bird? But
Because I wanna
nothing.
sell things.
Okay. If you ask around, you will be pointed to a shop.
Is there a blade? Is there also a bladesmith around?
I'm gonna say roll me.
Or a blacksmith or something.
I guess roll me persuasion if you're talking to someone. If you're gonna look for yourself, roll investigation. And are you relaying this to the rest of the party, or are you going off on your own?
I was just gonna walk around and ask kind of with the party, but ask around while I'm meeting people. Like, is there a shop or is there a blacksmith, weaponsmith? But yeah, my role is wonderful flat 3.
3 for investigation or persuasion?
Either way.
Either way?
They're both flat 0. Investigation.
You just kind of walk around, and a lot of the buildings kind of seem to mesh together. Most of them look like homes. One of them looks like a tavern. You just... Towns, man. It's a lot easier for you to find things from the sky than from the ground. All the buildings are too high, and sometimes signs are hard to read.
Okay.
Berdurai's plan is to look for. Do you voice this to your party that you intend to look for a shop in the bladesmith?
Yes, because reasons.
All right, so he
want to ask around, and I haven't drawn it yet. I need to and show it to you, but I'm basically gonna show them and ask them about a certain weapon.
Okay, so so you're showing them the blueprint. Okay, got it. All right.
No, I'm.
When
I get to a blacksmith, I was gonna ask.
All right, so Birdurai basically conveys this information to the party. He wants to search for a shop and a blacksmith. What is everybody else's plan? Yeah. So the horse kind of tries to get your attention as it clops at the cobblestone and kind of rocks the cart.
Like to me?
To everyone.
Oh, to everyone.
Yeah, Janva would go to. Janva would go to.
He points towards the back.
Which she would get, I guess, a general idea of.
There, you. I'm gonna say if you go off the main road, you will find like dirt paths. No, you'd have to like kind of walk over to a certain point.
What is it, Thunderbutt? Did Timmy fall down a well?
All right, let me see.
Can I look at the direction and see what's over there that he's trying to point?
Stranger pops out the back of the one cart. I think he's trying to tell you something about the eggs. Trying to find a spot to put them on.
Right.
Yeah, Janva's just like, well, y'all can go and walk around the town, dilly-dally, do whatever you want. People don't tend to really care much for me. She's kind of keeping her voice down.
It's late after, it's like mid-afternoon, like early-ish kind of, okay, words. A little bit past mid-afternoon, kind of getting towards like, I'm going to say like 4 o'clock. It's like 4-ish. Okay. So you're going to, yeah, gates that you would just, yeah, you have to pass through the town to get to where you're going. You're going to go wait outside on the other end? Okay.
Then I will do what Fox said and try to look for food and other things. And yeah.
All right. Well, Fox, as you are you just in your turtle form? I'd say just roll me a general strength check then. That's an 8. Ooh. Okay, so that's gonna be a bit. It's gonna take some work, but you can start pushing it. Just not as fast as you want
to go. Can Janva would assist him.
Janva's gonna go help him?
Yeah, because she doesn't want to stick much around in the town either.
So, okay. I guess Fox, if you want to roll again with advantage, since Janva's helping you push. Hey, it's Janva's not very strong, but somehow you two working together, it's a lot less annoying.
Or Cleric.
She's very lithe, but there's a little bit of meat to her. So. So as you two begin pushing towards the opposite gate, Janva, roll me a perception, actually, as you two are pushing the curtain.
22.
Of course. It's as terrible as it is to say, it's almost an instinctual thing when pointing out specific humanoids in the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Given your history, seeing a black dragonborn is certainly a very startling thing and very easy to spot. So, as you would have been pushing the cart at one of the side stalls, you would have seen what looks to be a female black dragonborn. Her horns, you notice, though, seem to have been kind of shaved down to where they only come up to about her cheekbones in small nubs. And she just kind of stands there and is perusing the kind of like the little fruit stand that would be there. Okay. And when she looks up, she will notice you two and approach. Okay. Did fine. Have some faith. I couldn't help but notice you two were struggling a little with that. Did you need some help?
I think
Janva, she looks to you.
we're managing okay. Thank you, though.
Are you sure? I mean, if you need a place to stay for the night, you could always stay at the monastery. It's the
It's
I forget.
notes.
It's for months. Yeah, that's the thing. Because when you do look at her, she is dressed in like a simple gi. The sleeves, hers being a sleeveless gi, but her actually roll me a history real quick.
Both of us?
Yeah, with advantage because this was recent.
Okay, dokie. What is my history? I want to say that was something I actually. Yes.
Alright.
That's 15 for me.
You would notice she would be wearing the same colors as the elven monk that you had recently saved from the cult. Nah. Given. I might have what you need if you need dirt. Yeah. There is plenty of that at the monastery. How tall are you? Out of curiosity. 5 flat. All right, she's like about 6'7". His head just kind of like do the thing turtles do out of their shell.
Going like this first thing. Oh.
Okay. When you do smell her, she kind of has a kind of like an acrid swamp kind of smell, I would say.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then
after what
Are you
after
trying
what
to hit on
Fox
someone
said.
else?
What?
Jeremiah.
No,
No, it was like
what?
no, with what Fox said about killing them, and Janva's just looking at him like. And then she looks back over at the dragonborn. I apologize. He's senile in his old age.
Sometimes it's the trials of time that truly affect our minds. All the respect to those who manage to live beyond their years. She, well, as she would have, I'd say when you would have met her, you would have been like halfway through town. So instead of having to turn all the way around, she would guide you forward. The monastery kind of sits towards the outer gates, so you would be pretty close by. She will. Thank you. This is turning into Fox's dating simulator. I love it. Roll for redemption. No. So she will guide you to the monastery. It's being as you would a typical monk monastery, as we all think in our minds. It's very open. It's very open. It has some gardens. She will guide you towards, as she would, because she's like, this is more my area where I kind of garden and keep things. And what started as just kind of standard like grassland, like vegetation and like vegetables and stuff, roots, as she kind of guides you to what's considered her side, kind of like her little garden area. It's more kind of, she somehow managed to cultivate it to where it's a bit more swampy and kind of bio, you know.
So like a bog.
Kind of like, yeah, kind of boggy in a way. Like the dirt is a little more moist. Which, from what you've noticed, she's managed to keep it very well irrigated. She's kept the moisture level up of it, and in a way, it's kind of as you enter, it's more like a kind of a greenhouse. The highest honor. This is. I hope it's not too humid. It's more comfortable climate for me. This close drives me out. Is he all right? Oh.
Janva's when they go into the greenhouse, Janva's gonna gag a little bit. Not at the smell, but just the humidity.
Oh yeah, it's like sucking through a wet rag. It's like Houston weather.
Ew.
No, he accepts it because he has been your travel companion for a long time. Just kind of. All right. So that is what Janva Fox. If there's anything else you'd wish to do, she will gladly let you spend as much time as you need there. She kind of looks to the cart curiously, but doesn't quite voice anything. Okay. Well, she would tell you, unfortunately, our monastery head, he's been out for some days. We received word that he went to Greenest, but we have yet to hear back from him. Yes, actually, his name's saved his life. What? He all right? Yes, absolutely. That's him. Is he okay? Well, I'm glad he's not dead. All right. Well, since essentially he kind of, we don't see ourselves as having a leader, so it's kind of a shared responsibility. But he is one we do look to at times. If you want to wait for him, he should hopefully be back in a day or two. Yeah, very well. It's she will take that as a compliment.
Oh, he said hospitality.
And of course. 1 second for dog. So you're still leaving the greenhouse to go just walk around and. Okay. All right. So good. So Fox is exploring. Janva, anything in particular you're doing, or?
She's just gonna stay by the cart.
All right. When Fox does leave the greenhouse to go and kind of cruise around, she will kind of like take a little bit of a peek inside and then just. Do you want to roll perception for me? Okay, yeah, you kind of in the area you are, since it's kind of like an open floor plan, as you would say, you kind of feel the need to check back every now and then, like, are my babies safe? Are my babies safe? You kind of do see her kind of peek into the cart. She is standing near Janva, so she would be kind of looking, not touching, just kind of looking. Okay, she will not notice.
Janva just like, hi, can I help you?
Are those what I think they are?
No, they're not.
You want to roll perception?
Did you say deception?
I did.
Oh fuck, that's a flat roll.
Lion.
I can't lie for shit, y'all.
Just
That's a
one big
6.
text.
God, you suck. You suck at
Look,
this.
my charisma's low. It's a flat 0. And
Fair.
And
Aw.
I can't seem to lie for shit.
He just speaks the truth. I don't want to come off as rude or nosy, you would say. But why are you carting around black dragon eggs? You do realize people's perception of them, correct?
I'm sorry, I just looked over at the chat. Y'all.
God damn it, Ophelia.
I'm sorry, repeat that, Vic.
She's essentially asking you if you are aware of the perceived notions that people think of black dragons.
Janva's gonna look around. Is anybody else really around aside from her, this black dragonborn?
If anybody was getting close enough, Fox would have been giving them a hard look and they'd walk away.
She'll pull down her mask, and it's like the same way people would perceive me.
I guess we have some things in common then. My name's Kreza.
She'll be very quiet for a second. It's like, Janva.
So, Janva? She kind of smiles when she says your name. I guess, truth be told on the table, I will be nosy. Why do you have black dragon eggs?
She's kind of looking over in Fox's direction, like I guess if he sees.
Fox just staring, but just passive.
Yeah, it's just they were in a bad They were in a bad situation.
Yeah, I can't imagine they'd be in a good one being all the way out here. This is not the right climate for them. Surprised the eggs were able to last this long. And she'll kind of slowly reach a hand out to touch one of the eggs, but she doesn't touch it yet. She just kind of looks over to Fox first before, she's not touching, she's just hovering her hand. Just one. All right, she will withdraw her hand and kind of fold them again. She'll just nod.
Yeah, as Janva will put it, he's very protective of them.
I don't blame him. They are. And truthfully, they are babies.
Stephanie, I need you to not.
Close the chat. Close the chat.
Yeah, no, just...
What, and well, do you plan on raising them then? The both of you?
I just want to, as Janva's going to even put it, I just want them to be put in a better environment that they can live in.
Is there anything I could do to help then?
Can you hold that thought for a second? She's going to go over to...
It's presumptuous. We just met. I'm sorry for being so forward. I mean, as you can see, it's a little personal, I suppose.
Janva's going to even put it. It's like, can you hold that thought for just 1 minute? And kind of goes over and explains the situation to Fox.
Oh, he said friend. 1 foot per hour.
Pretty much. It would have been the conversation so far.
Oh, kin is part of the... I guess kin is the biggest bias for me, but... Evil. I would think that they have a right to live. I mean, it's... trying to think how she put it. You've stumped me, damn it. It's life. Yes. Precisely, it's life. I mean, how would you feel if somebody wanted to smash your egg just because they didn't like the look of it?
Oh my god.
It's
Holy
a
shit.
interview.
If you want to do an insight, go for it. Go for it. It's I believe you, man. Let's do. So natural 20, okay. 20, yeah. She this. Oh, just distracting me. You feel the sense of she is genuinely worried about the upbringing of these dragons. You feel that, I guess, looking at her, you see that her horns have been shaved down. She's a little scarred here and there. It looks like she had a rough time herself. And through her words, you get the feeling of whatever happened to her, she does not want to happen to these dragons. Aww. You don't want it. You don't want it. Okay. I most certainly would not keep them here. I would probably rear them till they hatch and then find them a home where they belong. I suppose it does sound a little shallow then. But I do mean what I say. I only would want to make sure that they're safe and they live in an environment that they are meant to live in, one that they can thrive. She will hold her hands up. It's understandable. You are passionate. I only wish to offer my assistance, but if you truly do care about these children, then there's nothing I can do to stop you. Okay, Fox. It is true. I am a little hardy when it comes to I guess my own acid breath. I speak Draconic, of course.
Sorry.
You said their names were Spud, and Spud? I can work with that. Was it prepared? I will say a name. I will find a way to stay in contact with you, if you'd allow. Okay. A dog. A corgi? Oh. Aw, okay. So Fox is gonna be doing that for a bit.
Janva just like, I'll give him a minute.
Oh, she will patiently meditate. Oh, the kobolds. Kobolds are in the other cart.
Oh god, Janva's not there to watch them.
No, she's there with Aunt Fifi.
They're
with Aunt Fifi and the other bad influence. No, I'm saying Aunt Fifi and a bad influence.
What's the bad influence?
Jesus, apparently you've been muted this whole time.
Okay. Shelby, why can't you hear his beautiful voice? On Twitch. On Twitch. Jesus isn't muted. That was a really heartfelt moment.
I mean, it was.
Oh my lord.
It was a very emotionally
Oh, my
moving and
lord.
necessary moment.
I quit D&D.
Okay.
I poured my
Bye,
heart
guys.
out, and it was nothing.
All right, so
Fine,
we'll
just-
reenact that later.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm sad, but dragons are in a cart, and I'm a dog in the middle of them. There you go.
So
recap.
Fox is tearfully parting with his children to give them to a young dragon. Well, she looks young, but dragonborn monk.
I think if she can deal with his assholeness,
She's very patient.
she can be very patient with them, and that was.
But she is very patient. She has been putting up with you for as long as you've been there.
And I mean, I hope it's very obvious that he's being extra asshole-ish, because these dragons, they're going to try to kill what they want. They're gonna be aggressive.
They're going to be dragons, yeah.
Yeah, and she needs to be aware of that. If she can't handle Mama Fox, then she won't be able to handle them.
You kind of blame she's a tough cookie.
I'm pretty sure she's got a patient defense.
Heyo. All right. So back with the second cart. I will say after a collective effort to find a find a shop to sell items and a bladesmith.
I can't believe I was muted.
I'm so sorry. I am
mean,
so
it is
sorry.
what it is, but
That was a stellar performance. Dude.
I'm just being a prima donna.
What matters was the live performance.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
nobody
therefore.
heard.
I heard
We
it. I think that
heard.
mattered.
We heard.
We heard it.
There will be tearful fan art, okay? There will be sad fan.
Oh no!
I don't want to see it forever. I mean, I kind of do.
All right, so you. All right, so Greyson had a question for me. All right, so yeah, you will find, especially Greyson, if you want to ask around, you will get the information you need, because you are fantastic at talking
Okay.
to people.
He's high charisma.
Hi, charisma. Tell me, where's this? So you will get name of a few shops. You will get the Dusty Anvil for your general blacksmith needs. You will have where'd my note go? There it is. Yeah. Beatty's Treasure Trove for selling items, and for a bookshop / tea shop, the Honey House.
Hell yeah, he's going to the honey house.
So you have the names of the places you wish to explore. Where do you head to first?
I am.
Oh, he's beelining.
All right, so Grace is beelining to the Honey House. All right, so Birdurai going to the Dusty Anvil. Ophelia, Yuliy, Stranger, and Corey. Where does that leave you?
Before I actually leave, I'm gonna go tell maybe Ophelia and Tori, I guess, to all, like, if you want, you can go meet up with Fox, and we're gonna meet you there.
All right, so Ophelia has said that she is willing to go to any type of mysterious store. So if you want to go to Beatty's Treasure Trove, that would be the place.
Okay.
And she will be holding the kobolds by the hand, single file, follow the leader.
Yeah, double looking across
Oh
the
my
street,
god.
and then like chain way going across.
So you see Ophelia holding. Is Yuliy involved in this, or is he just?
Sadly, yes.
So you have Ophelia
Again.
you have Ophelia leading the front, you have Yuliy leading the back.
Yes.
So you have
that's what I was
Triton, line of kobolds, Triton.
thinking.
Perfect. Perfect.
As the kobolds kind of look around excitedly at this very big and amazing place.
Originally, Tori was wanting to also go to the general item shop,
Right.
but sees the schoolyard procession heading over there, and so instead he changes his mind because the honey house sounds like a place that he would rather go.
Okay. So, let's start with somebody. Roll me a die, any die.
19.
A D20, and it was a nat 1.
All right, so we will start with the item shop. So Ophelia and Yuliy and the kobolds. You with general direction, you find your way to a little kind of ramshackled. Good question. I should check.
Before we go in the store, I'm gonna whisper to the kobold. I'm just like, if you can't successfully steal it, keep your hands to yourself.
Keep hands to self. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how well they understand that.
And like the two that I'm holding, or the one that I'm holding, I'm just gonna like kind of hold it, like hold your brother's other hand tight.
Which one? Which one are you holding?
Let me go for Boots.
Okay, you're holding Boots' hand, so you're telling Boots to
hold on to peppercorns and then hold on to etc.
Okay.
Question: where is Ro is with them?
If you want him to be, he will be there. If not, he will follow you, Birdurai.
If I'm not gonna say anything. If he wants to follow, I was gonna let him be.
He's most intent on following you. You're his sensei.
Then I guess if he follows me, then I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Follow you. He will have his little bow out, but the arrows are going to stay where they are. So, all right. So heading to the item shop first. Boots. She kind of she's very good at following direction. Janva is really good at working with her. So if you tell her to do something, she will do it. So she will hold your hand. She'll hold Peppercorn's hand. She'll look at Peppercorn. Hold Jasper's hand. Jasper, hold Con's hand. We hold him. And you make yourself over. Make your way over to the little shop. It'll have a small purple sign in the front. Looks like it was hand painted, and it says Beatty's Treasure Trove.
Ooh.
When you and I should have my shop music on. That's what I should have had this on. Yeah, is that the one? That's the one. All right, we'll go with that. So you, upon entering the shop, it's to put in a way. You have known in your travels that people like to collect things. These people have a certain name, specifically those that like to collect things and never let things go. And it looks like a hoarder's dream. You just have shelves stacked and stacked and stacked and stacked with items. You have books. You've got piles of clothes sitting there. You've got like bits and bobs hanging from the ceiling, and there's like a small wooden desk that kind of blocks like a back door. And you kind of from around the corner, you kind of hear a rustling as like a rustling and clicks as as you enter, and when the shop door closes behind you, kind of hear a little bit of a chattering, and then something falls over, and then kind of like a noise, and
that noise?
kind of like a squawky noise.
Was that noise from behind a counter or something?
Yes.
Or okay, I'm gonna peer over the counter and be like, "Are you okay?"
And when you peer over, a figure pops up. It is kind of similar in stature to Birdurai, actually, but their feathers are black, and they kind of have piercing golden eyes and a long black beak, and it kind of looks at you. Hello, welcome to BD's. I am BD. And it just stares at you.
Hi, Dee. I'm gonna be like, I like your feathers. I'm just gonna pet her.
It kind of leans into your hand. Hello, I am BD. Welcome to BD's.
Hello, Dee.
BD.
What kind of stuff do you have?
BIDI. BD.
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 Hi. Hello, BD. What kind of stuff do you have here?
I am BD. What kind of stuff do you have here? And they start going, and they will start kind of pulling small little collections of things, random potion bottles and like odds and ends stuff. You roll me. I don't know. Roll me a general intelligence. I'm gonna say. As the kobolds are just looking around and they're just vibrating with excitement. They just so much stuff.
16?
I'm just like, don't touch, please.
Touch, please?
Don't touch, please.
Please.
Says
Okay,
Beatty. No, that's
Beatty.
what Beatty. Don't touch, please. And you kind of pick up one potion. It's it kind of looks like water, but very blue water. There's another potion you kind of look at. It's kind of red in nature. There's a kind of a globish contraption that's made of glass. A few kind of there's a polished wooden rod. You've got just stuff. It's if you pick roll me a d20. Just roll me a d20.
15.
15. Wait, I should have worded that better. Roll me a d8. That would have been easier.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go look at the books.
Right.
6.
6. All right. All right. So you will. Your eye kind of catches a. That's the wrong book. This is the book I want. Wow! I opened exactly to the page I wanted. Wild.
Yeah.
You see this. What looks like a kind of. I had a picture of it, and I lost the picture of it. That's kind of. I need to know what I'm. I gotta look at it to say it because visual. Yeah. So it's kind of All right, no, that's what it looks like. It's kind of like a glass horn with gold decoration along. It kind of, looking at it, it's has a silvered handle. So when you hold it, it kind of looks like a decorative pitcher, like a water pitcher. And when you pick it up, you kind of see the water kind of sloshing around inside of it.
I'm gonna ask BD. What is this?
And BD just kind of makes a few clicking noises and goes to their to a ledger, and you see them kind of like flip through some pages, and they will turn it around and kind of point to an item on the list, and it is called a decanter of endless water.
Oh.
And they will point to the name, and then they will point to the price. And under the price for it, it will be 450 gold pieces.
Oh. Let me talk to my associate about this.
Now he's an associate.
He's an associate. Okay.
I downgraded.
No, you upgrade.
Well, downgraded.
In Primordial, I'm gonna talk to Yuliy, be like, do we need this? I think we need this.
You don't need it.
But why?
You don't have the money for it. And don't steal it.
Do we
Really?
need this? We need this, BD repeats.
I said in Primordial.
Oh, you said in Primordial. Okay, never mind then. They'll just try to imitate the noise you just made.
But it's shiny.
Really nice shiny thing. You don't need it.
I don't like being told no.
No.
No, thank you, BB. I don't
Do
need
you
it.
have the money for
You
it?
Apparently.
don't need it.
I don't need it.
You don't need.
I don't need it.
You kind
You
of.
don't have it. I don't need it. Do you have something a bit
Small.
cheaper?
Cheaper. Kind of goes searching through under the desk for a minute and comes out with one tiny water glass, like a shot glass almost.
Love it. Love it.
You broke her.
I freaking love this.
We're bitty bomb bomb. We're just gonna look around.
Going to look around.
Yes.
Kind of clicks a bit and just goes back, closes the ledger and just goes back to resorting as you look around.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look around with my trail of kobolds and be like, very hushed noises. I'm just like, if you can steal it, but if you can't, don't.
You were the worst.
And if I see anyone like doing it very horribly, I'm gonna like knock something over a shelf to make some noise my way to distract us in their way.
So you're trying. So you would be trying to distract them.
Yes, if they are trying to steal something.
I cannot believe you are encouraging this.
They would have 100% that they would steal, and they're 100% for this. So,
But as soon as I see them trying to reach something, I'm gonna make noise somewhere else.
roll me a performance. Roll me performance, I guess, if you're trying to do this in
Okay.
a way that's distracting
And I'm just gonna
and
get books.
accidental.
Performance. Oh, I got a plus to that, just like one. 19.
So you kind of whispering to the kobolds. You kind of look over. You see that the shop keeps back his turn, and then you kind of almost naturally kind of bump into a shelf. It kind of, you hear like a crash of glass and knocks into one thing, and a few like ceramic items, books all spill out and like just make a big mess on the ground as.
And I'm just gonna look at her.
I didn't touch anything. It fell by itself. There's a ghost.
Okay, that's a thing. That's also a thing.
Ooh, dang.
Okay. So you.
And as soon as we stop doing this little venture, and be like, I'm gonna walk out and be like, thank you, and then like skip with my kobold hand in hand out the door.
Okay. You do that. You walk for a bit of a ways, and
Skip.
you will feel you skip a bit of a way. Excuse me. You feel boots tug on your skirt.
Yes, honey. What happened? What did you have?
And she will pull out the decanter that she somehow managed to beat that fucking perception.
Do I see this happening?
No, we're right outside the door.
They're already out. You did roll me a perception.
This is done. We're done.
Roll me a perception.
Yes.
Y'all leave town now.
Guys, this is the cleric.
A cleric going towards their alignment, apparently. So
I got 12,
That's
so
true.
no, I didn't see it.
You had to beat a 19, unfortunately. So
So
this is brand new information to you. This just happened.
As soon as Boots take it out, I'm gonna giggle for a second and be like, shh, and like put it back to her real quick.
What's your alignment again?
Chaotic neutral? No, chaotic good? Chaotic something. I'm chaotic.
wait. Oh yeah. You mean your god is of freedom, so.
Yeah. So Ophelia has now acquired a decanter of endless water. I will get you the notes on that later.
Thank you.
So
Oh my god.
go next to we'll go next to the tea house.
I always want to be alone.
So Tori and Greyson, you make your way
Cool.
over to the honey house. It is kind of a little ways towards Midtown, and you kind of make it. It's like a little kind of cottagey looking building. It's got like trellises with like vines growing off of it, with like honeysuckles and like flowers where bees are attracted to. As you enter the shop, and you will have a kind of a rosy-faced dwarf greet you. It's like, "Hi, how can I help you both?"
Yeah, whatever. And I just go to the books.
Okay, that does happen. We get the bookish type a lot. Looks to Tori. How can I help you?
Heard this was the honey house. Is this the house to find the honeys?
We do sell honey, if that's what you're looking for.
I mean,
We have cinnamon honey. We have clover honey. We have this new type of blend we were making. It's kind of like a pepper honey. It's very spicy.
how much is your honey?
It depends how much you want. If you want a stick, it's a copper. If you want a whole pot, it's going to cost maybe a couple silvers.
Let me get a pot of the clover honey.
Pot of the clover. Okay, that will run you about 3 silvers.
All right. He'll hand it over with another silver as well as a tip.
Okay, so they will take your payment and they will hand you kind of like a ceramic jar with the honey, and it comes with like the wand kind of wrapped on the outside with the twine.
Right.
Okay, so Tori has acquired honey. I'm afraid to know what he's going to do with it.
Wow.
You purchase a jar of bees.
What? That's cool.
No, I'm not doing that again. All right, Greyson. So you are perusing the books.
Correct.
Anything in? All right. Anything? What were we looking for?
I want to research my family's name,
All right.
or find anything that might have anything about a certain someone.
All right. Roll me percentile.
If I can get it out. Come on. That is. Oh wow! Okay, that's a 90.
Okay. So, perusing the books. At this point, it's kind of like a reflex for you to just kind of stare at a spine and just wait until you see the family crest, and it's like, okay, there it is, and then you just pull it, and you will find
Okay.
a book very finely bound in kind of like a purple stained leather. It has kind of a silver filigree, kind of with the noble houses of like kind of like the history of noble houses and those of the Tataric name. As you kind of you flip through the book, you will find the name of the person you were looking for. But when you flip open to that page, you find a envelope stuck right in the area you were looking for. With
Excellent.
A familiar with your family's crest wax sealed on it.
Okay. I'm gonna close the book and then I'm gonna go buy it.
All right.
With the envelope in it.
Okay. So that will.
Yeah.
You take it to the shopkeep. Yes, sir. How may I help?
I just put the book on the table.
Oh, all right. Doing some research on noble houses, huh? All right. That's 4 gold for that book.
I just put 4 gold on there.
Okay. We will take the
like without even thinking. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. 4 gold. What is this? Fucking rummage sale? So
exactly.
Takes the payment.
This should be costing more.
Is this what my family's worth?
He's very upset.
So, oh no. So he writes out a receipt for you. He kind of opens the front end. He sticks the receipt in and slides the book to you.
I immediately open the book, take the receipt, and crumble it up and toss it.
Just on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. That does nothing. So it's like, yeah, where's the paper?
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so you have your book. Greyson leaves with this book. Tori, you have your pot of honey.
I have a pot of honey, a pot of clover honey.
Which, if you taste it, it's very floral. It's delicious.
Is there a smaller size between stick and pot? Is there like a cup of honey?
I'm gonna say if you wanted a cup for the pot, you can. He will gladly give you a cup that you can pour into it.
No.
But if you
I'm looking for something that I can swipe.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's like if you're just looking for like a glass or something, but if it's like an actual like jar of honey or something, no, it's all behind the counter.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try and steal a whole pot of
all right. All most of the honey products and the tea products are going to be behind the counter where the dwarf is.
Tea.
Yeah.
He will approach the gentleman again. So you know those elves that live underground, right?
I suppose I know of them. Yes. Heard of them.
You think you might know what kind of tea they would like?
No, I don't. Never met one.
Me neither. And he'll walk out.
Okay. All right.
Greyson, that place was a shithole.
I know. This whole place is a shithole.
It said honey house, and they didn't even have any honeys.
Should have guessed. I would like Gray to duck down like an alley or somewhere like a little private, and I want to open that envelope.
Okay. So you take out the envelope, and feeling it in your hands, you feel that it's heavier than paper. You feel a solid object in there. And I'm going to send you the note that is written inside.
Oh, goody.
If I can get it to save. Okay, my thing doesn't want to work right now. Damn it!
Tori will also act as lookouts while Greyson is doing his best to be dubious.
There we go. There we are. That
Dubious.
is the note that is inside. That is inside the envelope. So.
Secret messages.
Secrets. All right, so Greyson.
Okay.
So Greyson, while reading the message, Tori acting lookout, Birdurai and Ro heading towards the Dusty Anvil. It's it's a pretty small scale blacksmith shop. It's going to be run by a human woman who she kind of double takes when you enter. But
Is Ro holding up his bow?
He's just holding his bow, just the bow.
It's not like put away or sheathed or anything.
It's not unstrung now, but he's just kind of holding it, kind of going like that with the string.
Okay. Yeah, he's just playing, I guess.
Yeah.
When I go inside, my first thing to do basically is to sell some things and buy arrows.
All right, I can get you a price estimation, so we can do that to not, I guess, bog down time.
Okay.
But yes,
we'll do that later, I guess.
yeah,
But
I can get you numbers.
and
Numbers
then
are fun.
like a few some arrows for
Alright,
me,
so-
for me and Ro and things. Anyway, well, after selling things and buying things, I'm gonna basically ask her
Mhm.
a certain if he had or she. You said
She,
woman?
yeah, it's a human woman.
If she had heard of anything like a sword, a special sword, and explained. I was actually a little busy and I was drawing it,
Okay.
and it's that.
Hmm.
So it's basically to say it's a katana for reasons.
All right. So,
There's
but
characters engraved on it, and it's like the hilt looks like a dragon tail, but wrapped with like brown leather to be comfortable. Square guard or diamond guard actually. The sheath is a black sheath with like a golden dragon rolling, like kind of twirled around, and then the end is like a dragon head on the very tip of the sheath, and then I asked her.
This is a very, very finely designed blade. Who made this?
I pressed the thing.
Press the thing. How dare you?
I'm gonna tell her it's basically one of my father's creation, and I'm trying to look for it.
But what's your father's name? I might have a catalog of some known smiths in the area.
He is a traveling smith, and he's actually not my actual father. He adopted me, and his name is he's a not black. What was that? A copper dragonborn, I guess.
Yeah, I believe you said copper. Yeah.
And his name is Thratun.
Thratun. She'll kind of look through. Yes, I have heard that name. I think he sold here before. I might have a few of his blades in stock. And she will kind of duck in the back and kind of take a few minutes to look around. And I mean, unfortunately, she will return empty-handed. I would recognize if we had a blade like that in shop, but I do have a few of his other blades if you are interested. But
like, did he sell it to you, or did someone else sell it to you?
No, I do have some of his blades that were sold by him. I remember his face.
Okay, I was trying to make sure that it wasn't someone else who sold the blades to you.
Why would somebody else want to resell his blades? I mean, I've only ever accepted product from him.
something tragic happened, and unfortunately, he is not with us anymore.
Just kind of looks down. It's a little somber. The world has lost a very skilled creator. I'm sorry to hear that. I will. As long as you're in town, I can see contacting people to see if anybody else might have seen something like it. But how long would you be staying?
I don't know, because I am traveling with other people, and I don't know when they want to leave.
Right. Make sure to stop in again before you leave, and I'll see if I have anything. Yes. Do try to stop in before you leave. I'll see. I'll see if there's anything I can find as quickly as I can.
Yeah. But yeah, my freaking brain is kind of
No, you're okay, dude. It's fine.
Voice acting.
You were doing the best you can. You are amazing.
Okay,
right.
I forgot. Then thank you very much, and I will leave you to it. Well, then I'll turn around and leave.
Arrow kind of nods his head, mimicking you, and just goes, "Boom." and leaves you. With errands completed, does the party reconvene at anywhere in particular?
That's what I would do. I would go to the last place or the last direction I saw Fox go.
All right.
Yeah, you're.
I'll remind everyone, you kind of left your cart alone in the street.
That's fine.
The one strangers in?
Yeah.
It's just got like a bunch of forks and candlesticks.
Might be fine.
Like, do I see it when I leave the store? And do I see it just parked?
It's parked. It's off to the side.
Then if I see that it's unmanned, I was gonna go there and.
Well, you don't see him on the outside of the cart.
No, I mean the cart. If I see the cart's unmanned, I'm gonna go to the cart and start moving it towards.
All right. So that easily enough. So Birdurai has the cart. Poe is taking shotgun with you. All right. Yuliy, Ophelia. Are we heading back towards the cart, or what is your plan?
Yeah, as soon as we're done doing our little thing, we're gonna go back to the cart and then back to wherever else everyone else wants to.
Okay. Same for Greyson and Tori. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right, so, kind of heading back the direction that you would come from. It's easy enough to find Birdurai moving the cart along, and he communicates with you that he's going in the direction where he's pretty sure Fox went. Which at this time, Janva and Fox, what would you be doing?
Crying.
Oh.
Oh,
As a puppy.
Oh.
Depending on how
Janva's
long it's been.
Janva's trying to comfort Fox and pretty much explain, like, hey, they're going to be going to a place that's basically their natural habitat. They'll be fine.
I'm gonna turn away from her and show her my butt.
Well,
But
Janva sniff it.
no.
How dog?
I'm gonna stay in B shape until someone tells me we're leaving.
that would be up to Janva, since she's the only one that's with you.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I've noticed anybody else.
Well, you're currently at the monastery, which is
which is not where we told we're gonna be. We told me to meet him outside at the exit.
So they would be heading for outside the gates.
I guess I'm gonna stay there for another hour because I got 2 every short rest, and this is number 2. Because I was a horse a little bit ago.
Yeah, so. Yeah, John would probably head out, giving Fox a little bit of time just to go and probably find the rest of the party and explain the current.
All right. As you make your way down kind of like the winding little path of the monastery, you find the main road again, and on it you see your party kind of making their way with the carriage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she'll catch up to them and explain the situation.
And Ophelia, are you wearing your shiny new prize on you, or are you having it in a bag?
No, it's in a bag because no one else knows it's stolen besides me and I guess the little kobold. And I don't want to get it taken away.
Right, so party has reconvened. Janva, you explaining the situation to them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you now know that Fox is at the monastery. He's a dog. He's crying and sad about his babies. What do you do?
You mean I don't have to take those death traps on my ship?
Then I guess let's reconvene with Fox and move forward, Paul.
What time is it about?
By this point, I'm going to say it's like closer to 7, so the sun is setting.
Right. How about we just stay in town and pick up the road tomorrow morning?
Sounds like a plan.
I mean, Janva, did you really want to stay in town knowing you're... Or look at down, yeah.
Yeah, Janva just being like, I'm gonna, if everybody wants to stay in town, that's fine. I'm gonna go back and try to see if
the monastery be okay if we stayed over there? I think it sounds secluded.
If you ask about room and board at the monastery, they will stable your carriage, your horse, and offer you. It's not the most comfortable. It's not the most luxurious night stay, but you will be offered a floor mat and a place to sleep.
It's free.
Yeah,
that's
that's
where
what I
Fox
was actually
goes.
thinking. That I was gonna go to Fox.
Yeah.
Yes, I
No,
still have the
'cause-
carriage and
as Janva would put it, yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm going to, even though he doesn't want my my sympathy, I'm gonna go and just I guess be there for Fox, and then she's gonna look over at Tori with the death traps, and she'll keep walking.
Right.
I'm gonna follow you with the kobolds hand in hand, so I'm like, we're gonna go.
As Ophelia follows Janva, you will hear Peppercorn in the back say, "Only steal if you won't get caught."
That is a
Did
good
Janva
plan.
hear that?
Roll me
Did
perception.
Yuliy hear that?
I'm gonna look back so quick and be like,
Right next to him, dude.
That's a dirty 20. I see Janva
I'm gonna-
stop
get caught.
and then look down and then look at Ophelia. What have you been teaching them?
the monastery's that way, right?
What have you been
And just keep
teaching them?
going.
Janva just like, what did you steal?
So, will Greyson be spending the night in the monastery, or Tori and Greyson
Oh God, no! He's not sleeping on the floor.
straight going to the end? Okay. So, for those that
He's gonna go to the end, and he's Grey wants to take Stranger.
Stranger sitting in the back of the car. Yes, hello. What?
Ooh.
Come to the inn with me.
What you want? What do you want? Looks a little startled.
Do you want to sleep on? Do you want to sleep on an actual bed?
Trick question. I don't sleep, and he gets out and follows you.
I don't sleep either.
Okay.
And they both go.
So Stranger and Grayson will be heading towards the inn. If anybody wishes to stay at the monastery, they will be gladly welcomed.
No. What was that?
Does Greyson have a type?
Listen.
Listen, Linda, listen.
All right.
No.
Okay, so
He has a plan.
he has a plan.
How big is the plan?
All right, so everyone is going to get their. Whoever's going to the inn will go to the inn to get their respective rooms. Those that are staying at the monastery will spend the night there. They'll be offered a small dinner, meager in itself, and that I believe is where we will end the game for tonight.
Awesome.
A quiet little night in Berdusk.
Oh boy.
To be continued.
To be continued. Literally quiet on someone else's end. God, I can't believe it was fucking muted.
I'm so sorry, dude.
It's all good. It's just like, that's so dumb of me not to check.
What matters is we hold the memory of it in our hearts.
Yeah.
Right.
Good thing this isn't a show
Well,
for
it
people to
will
watch.
hurt forever.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around.
Thank
This
you.
video will be edited and posted on YouTube at a later date. So
Hopefully with audio of that entire roleplay session
Yeah.
between Jesus.
you can just do a quick
Good thing
voiceover.
Yeah, I'll just do a voiceover of everything that just happened. Just naturally. Sure, 20 minutes of just fucking voiceover. Yeah. Who do you think I am? Fucking Justin over here?
If anyone can do it, you can do
If you
it.
want him to do it,
I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
yeah. So we've got Justin, who is our voice actor. He does amazing voice work. You can go check out his SoundCloud below.
This
You've got
person.
Lynn with the Patreon for Alistair, the cool bro paladin. That link's down below. And we also have the merch you should go check out. We're constantly updating the store every day that I'm able. So look into it. Buy some shirts and stuff.
Buy some shit.
Buy some stuff to show you love us because we love you and we
You
like
want to be
you.
the coolest person at your school? Buy a shirt that has
Buy
the thing.
a shirt for a band that doesn't exist, and you'll be the coolest kid ever. You're like, you never heard of
You're like,
Devil?
you've never
It
heard of
does
the
exist.
Sea Devils? What are you, fucking noob or some shit? I thought you like metal.
You don't know metal till you listen to the Sea Devils, bro.
They're so underground they don't even exist, man.
Go to Warp tour wearing a Sea Devil shirt and see who asks you about them.
Yes,
Go to South by South.
I'm 100%
Go
doing
stop by
that.
with the Sea Devil shirt. Yeah, man, it's like getting like Elstorm and like the Black Dahlia. It makes a little bit of like Anthrax is mixed in. I mean, it's pretty good. Like the lead singer has a little bit of like the Danny Filth voice, but like I can still dig it.
No, the keyboardist is a fucking turtle, man.
Yeah, that Alexi fucking dude just doing keyboard just like in Rhapsody of Fire, man. Yeah, until you quit.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Good night, guys.
All right, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.